Sifa Sato, and of course, as promised, we have our guest here with us to scale from a very, very new perspective. We have a parent, we have a counselor. Mtu amekuwa kwa, this area for a long time. We get a very, very new perspective. Our SMS and WhatsApp line is 0799 200 100. If you have any question, if you're a parent and you have any question involving mental health issue, if you're a child, a teenager or a youth ambaye unatazama na ungetaka kujua zaidi kuhusu mental health issues on a new perspective of parenting, on a new perspective ya wazazi, please shoot in your questions through our SMS and WhatsApp line. In pale Facebook, on our Facebook page at Mizpah TV Kenya. Tell us your name, tell us where you tuned in from, and also share with us any question that you might have or any question that may arise as we continue with this discussion. Also, please, if you have any comment, please ensure that you also are sending either through our SMS and WhatsApp line ama pia kwenye our Facebook page at Mizpah TV Kenya. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Just tell us your name and tell us what you do, who you are, and what you do.
Yes, thank you, Evelyn. My name is Mrs. Jane Nganga. And Jane is quite a number of things. First and foremost, I'm a parent. And I'm also an educationist. I interact with people, young people every day. I'm a psychological counselor. And I'm also a wife.
Hey, amazing.
Yes.
And maybe just to start it off, this whole month we have been talking about mental health. It is a mental health awareness month. We've had discussions about mental health. Tumekuwa tukiongelesha, even the youth, tumekuwa tukiongelesha just to get the understanding of what mental health is. We've talked to pastors, we've talked to wellness coach. Akatuambia, what do they think mental health is? Maybe just to start, according to you, what is mental health?
I want to start by looking at health in general. So when we are talking of a healthy person, we are talking of absence of disease. Yeah, but mostly is physically, maybe you are not having malaria or cold or something else. So when it comes to mental health, first and foremost is the absence of mental disorder. So number two, we can say it is having optimal functioning of your brains. So is your mental faculty, your thought processes okay or not? Yeah.
Oh, that's it. A very good definition right there on mental health. Now, you're a parent. Maybe
Yes,
let's start there. You've started by you're a parent.
Yes, I'm a parent.
Now, let's start there. And you're also a psychological counselor.
Yes.
Right? And maybe let's start with, have you ever been in a space where your mental health is affected? Have you been, depressed, stressed to a point of, I'm tired, I don't want this. Have you ever been mentally affected?
I would definitely say yes. And say that stresses of life are normal. And you may have situations where in life the stress levels are quite high and you feel like you're getting out of hand. I must admit I've been there. Yes, I've been there.
You've been there?
I have been there.
How many times? Or
I cannot really say the number of times, but I would prefer to look at it this way. In the space of normal growth and development, every stage has challenges. And especially when you are much younger, I guess the challenges of life are many, because you are trying to make out things out of life. You want to settle down in a job, you want to progress in a job, you want to have money, you're having children, you're having a spouse. All this come at a certain space, and they can bring in a lot of stress. Yes, and I've been there.
Ah, nice.
Yes, I've been there.
How did you handle it? How did you handle maybe the pressure? How did you overcome it?
Throughout the stages, there's one thing I always use. I call it positive self-talk.
Positive self-talk.
Positive self-talk. Talking to yourself. Because sometimes we do get help from a lot of areas, including people you can talk to, people who can support you, people who can understand you. You also go to church for spiritual nourishment. But at the end of the day, it's about you to pick yourself up, to encourage yourself. Yes, and to do something. It's not somebody else who will do it. It's you. Yeah.
So positive self-talk helps. The affirmations?
A lot. Yourself. Yes.
And what are some of the maybe affirmations that you make every morning?
Oh, like every morning.
Okay, not necessarily every day, but those times when you just feel like I really need to encourage myself here.
I would still borrow from what I do today. Before I go to work, I look at myself in the mirror and speak to myself.
Every day?
I call myself by my first name, Jane. I speak to myself. I tell myself things. I'll tell myself how the day will be. I do that. And it energizes me. And I've realized every time I do that, I'm surprised in the evening. It happens exactly that.
Okay. Every single day?
It does, and I'm so surprised. And so when it first happened, I told myself, oh, this is the thing. I have to keep on doing it every day. Every day. Yes.
Amazing.
And honestly, I do. Not just, in front of the mirror. I continually do that.
Every step of the day?
I do. That one I do. That one I do.
Every day?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
And, today we're here to discuss the parent side of mental health. And, we talked to one youth and he told us he got himself into some issues. But throughout, mzazi wake hakujua anything, hakujua alikuwa ana go through some things that were hard to him. Hadi leo, they don't even know he has gone through something. Maybe you should start from the bottom. When a child grows, kuna kwanga na unaweza kuta maybe the family is dysfunctional. Kuna traumas that are made from, mtu akiwa mdogo unakuta kuna those traumas that come through even from the family. Kuna vitu zenye huwa zina affect a child when growing up. Atafika that age and then unakuta this akipata katrigger kadogo anakuwa depressed, akipata triggers anarudi back to a mental health issues. Maybe we should start by discussing how do we ensure that a child grows healthy mentally. How do we ensure that akikua kuna hiyo a very healthy environment to ensure may grow poor mentally.
I think I have a very simple answer. It starts with us, the parents. Healthy parents bring up healthy children. So basically I'm saying that if the parents are having mental health issues, they'll definitely be passed down to the children. Yes.
Biologically or just the environment?
Both. So from research, it shows that depressed children are normally from parents who have been depressed themselves. That is research that has shown that, specifically on depression. Yes.
And no sasa, ukijikuta kwa dysfunctional family, ama unakuta, some things you cannot even control. Maybe the parent doesn't even know, they're creating a very bad environment for the child, but look forward to making the child grow better. How can they, ensure that they are working towards, kutengeneza huyo mtoto akue healthy mentally?
I must say it is quite unfortunate because that is what is happening. That most of us parents are very ignorant of the fact that they themselves have a problem. And the truth is that actually they don't know what to do. So, but I want to appreciate a program like this one because we are reaching out to many.
Yeah.
People are watching and then we are educating them. So I guess how can we get parents out of the situation they are in? Yeah. That's my question now. It's through educating them through forums like this one. And there are many forums maybe that we can look into. Where can parents be educated. And maybe I might say at this point, personally, I've thought about that question because I am a teacher. I interact with the parents and learners every day. And actually, I realized just that. The problems start at home. And in this time, at this century, we cannot continue bringing parents. The question is, what can we do? If I am head of an institution, what can I do? Can we have programs in schools or in any other place where parents can be put together and be educated on how to handle themselves, number one, and also the learners. So actually I did one meeting and I'm intending to have another one. And this is something, yes, and this is something I've shared with some people, and they told me they are going to join me because I realize this is a gap that we are missing. We are all talking about young people and the problems that they have. But I have agreed here. The problem starts with the home parents. But are the parents aware? Actually, do they know what to do? Yes, do they know what to do? Somebody must fill that gap, that knowledge gap. We must come up and do something. So I guess we need to start addressing now parenting. Yes. Parenting. Yes, we need to address that. We need to shout, we need to use whatever forum that parents can be informed on how they need to handle themselves and how to handle parenting. Yeah. Because it all starts there. It all starts there. It all starts there. Wow. Maybe before, we take a very short break. Yes. For example, mzazi akujangi shule hata kujua hizi mikutano. Yeah, tukiangalia mtoto ama ukiangalia venye anakuwa, there is something going on. How like you're an educator, you're a psychologist, how do you reach out? You're a parent. Yes. How do you reach out to that parent? Juu maybe mwingine atakuwa ignorant. Mi hata sijui mental health zina exist. Mi najua mtoto akikula, akienda shule, ako sawa. Hizi vitu zingine haziko important. How do we make sure that at least mzazi anapata the new perspective ama tunatoa hiyo ignorance? So how do you get out of that ignorance? I guess in a school setup, you use the forums available. But you've mentioned that there's this parent. Yes. Who doesn't even come for the meetings. Okay. So, but we are asking ourselves, is there any other way that you can access this parent? Yes. So we are in the technological age. Can we use technology, for example? Yeah. Is it possible for a school to have a group like we have normally WhatsApp and they can communicate information? We have even this technology where you can send many messages. So we get messages from schools. So can these messages be tailored towards passing certain information to educate parents? Yeah, it can be. It can be used. It can be used. Yes. To make sure tumefikia kila mtu. Because even these days we are getting the performance of our learners through the phone. Yeah, we also have other education bodies that pass information through the phone, like KICD. They pass information through the phone. So we have these texts you can text to everybody. So they use that. So even schools can utilize that. That's just one of the ways. Yes. Amazing. Yes. We are going to take a very, very short break. We are here with Mrs. Jane, and she's amazing. And if you have any question on parenting, if you have any question on how to handle a child on mental health issues, please shoot in through our SMS and WhatsApp line 0799 200 100, or go over to our Facebook page at Mizpah TV Kenya and send us a comment. Let's go on a short break. We'll be back with this discussion.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Welcome back to Sifa Sato. Only on Mizpah TV. I am Evelyn Kiambuthi, and we are having Mrs. Jane right here on talking about parents and mental health issues. What do they understand? How can they even become better parents? All matters mental health. Our SMS and WhatsApp line is 0799 200 100. You can also watch us live on our Facebook page at Mizpah TV Kenya. Go over to the comment section, tell me your name, tell us where you tuned in from, and ni nini hiyo mzazi wako maybe ajaishikanisha yenye maybe ulifanyanga na hata hakurealize, maybe uko depressed, hakurealize you have even real mental health issues, and how did you come out of it? Did you talk to your parent, or is it even easy to talk to our parents when it comes to mental health issues? Naona mko tuned in, watu wanasema wako tuned in from Facebook na pia kutoka kwa SMSs. Moja anasema the show is on fire, tumchezee wimbo ambao unaitwa Open Doors by Ada on Facebook. Naona Thomas Hamisi aka Dihat. Thomas Hamisi aka Dihat anasema good evening, ako represented right here on Sifa Sato. Thank you so much for those who are tuning in. Thank you so much for those who are sending in their SMSs. We'll be reading them right here. Any question you might have, please, our SMS and WhatsApp line is 0799 200 100. Ama enda pale Facebook, wale wanatazama kutoka Facebook. Tutumie ujumbe mfupi, tuambie unaitwa nani na utazama kutoka wapi. Na if you have any question, please, usiogope kutuma maswali. We are here because of you. So Mrs. Jen, we're talking about parenting, we're talking about issues ambazo huwa zina rise among the youth na possibly huwa zinaanza tukiwa watoto wadogo. Now we've talked about how to make sure that your child anagrow akiwa very healthy mentally, na pia kama mzazi ukinotice hizi vitu, how do you go about it? Maybe just to ask, how as a parent do you identify mtoto wangu ako na mental health issues?
Thank you very much. How do you identify that your child has mental health issues?
Yeah.
As a parent, you're always with your child all the time, I assume.
Na wale working, kuna wale wanafanya kazi.
Okay, this is an assumption
Yeah.
that a parent normally is supposed to be consistently in the life of their child. So if you are consistent, then you will be able to notice any change in the life of that child that might point out that maybe this child has a mental health issue. So there are many things that you can notice. One of them is maybe change of the eating pattern. Maybe they are not eating or they are overeating, any of them. Yeah. Okay, you might also notice, like, depending on the age, that they have regressed to some things that they had stopped, like bedwetting or maybe sucking the verb. So yeah, regression. Also maybe in school, if they're in school, a definite change in performance. Maybe they're saying they don't want to go to school, they have issues, depending on age. It's a bit unfortunate. In the news just the other day, we had this young man who committed suicide.
Yeah.
And he had refused to go back to school. That was a definite pointer that something is not okay. Yeah, so we have many other things, like maybe the child being unkempt, if they are, they don't want to clean up. Yeah, another one is withdrawal, keeping to themselves. Or there could be emotional changes, like outbursts, anger outbursts. They, when they are triggered just a little bit, they overreacting. Those are just some of the things maybe you might notice with your child. It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter the age. Even with adults. Yes. So if I find you are withdrawn, you become unkempt, you are moody, and I say something little and you are overreacting, and all those things, they are definite pointers. Something is not okay. Yeah.
And where do you start?
Oh, you are refusing to go to work and you are an adult. So the young one is refusing to go to school or to go to college. So for you, maybe refusing to go to work, or you are oversleeping, you are not waking up. Okay, even lack of sleep is there. You either oversleep or you there's lack of
There's
sleep.
lack of sleep.
Yes.
And where do you start as a parent? Umenotice sasa hizi vitu, umenotice the changes. This person is not coming kukwambia, mi napitia hizi vitu mom, ama mimi I'm really stressed, or I'm going through a very hard time. If maybe adults, I'm going through a hard time. How do you start?
Okay, let me still emphasize on the issue of age. Because it depends on the age. The very young ones may not have the proper language to express themselves. Those maybe who are in the teenage age, they have their own issues at that very age. So they might have issues now even expressing, because now they have become so much aware. Okay, when you go further to those maybe who are above teenage age and maybe they're having relationship issues and all that, for them they might think this is just normal, and they may not maybe come out to tell it to the parent, because at that very age they tend to lean more on feedback from their peers. So the parent kind of is put, yes, so I'm saying it all depends with the age. So all the same, if this whatever age they are not coming to closer to the parent, who is supposed to take the step?
Them.
Who?
The child.
No, it's the parent who is supposed to take a step, because this is the adult. This is the person who is bringing up this person. Their business is to bring up a child. So if they notice something, it's them to take a step, which is this first step, to be closer to them. You can only know me by being close to me. Yes, by communicating with me, by relating with me, by doing things together. That way you'll notice. That way we can strike a conversation, and in the process, that person will talk. Yes.
But sasa kuna like closed off, like maybe venye alikuwa na grow up. Kuna hiyo the situation where I've grown up, we are not even close with my parent at all. You know,
yes,
I've never sat down with my mom and tell her I'm going through something. You know, we don't have that, you know, like let's say for example for me, mother to daughter relationship. How, and my mom notices, ay, shiko hapa ameanza kuwa na funny behaviors. How does that parent do now? Because I realize that
allow
we
me
don't
to
have
put the parent aside.
Okay.
Because you are talking of a person like you who is already grown up.
Yeah.
A person who is already maybe on their own, charting their own destiny. Kind of the parent has taken a bit of a back seat, a supportive role, allowing you to be. You get that is the situation, or that is the position where you are. But still, the question is, how do I express it? And I've never done it. So at that point, we need to ask ourselves, what are the options? Is the parent the only option? Because at your age, the world has become bigger. You've been exposed to many other people who may come in to help you. Because like I said earlier, the parent has taken
the initiative.
A back seat kind of. Why? Because naturally, as you grow up, you are let to be.
Yeah.
So as you are let to be, who are these other people that you mix with that can be of help? And that's where people like me come in. The teachers are there. Okay? So where are you? Are you in school? Can you be able to communicate to the teacher? Those who are there, maybe in the guiding and counseling department. Yes. Can you be able to do that? Are there other people who are close to you, among maybe relatives, whom you feel you can be able to express yourself? Because as you grow up, maybe there must be people who have identified. Maybe it is mom's sister, or it is my uncle, or is another cousin who is older, and I can be able to talk to that person and let them understand what is happening to you. Yes. And maybe at this point, I want to emphasize the importance of psychological counselors and say that we are many in this Kenya. We are many. We go to schools to talk to young people. We go to colleges. We go to many places. I want to say people should go for counseling. It doesn't matter the age. People should go for counseling the way they go to hospital. Yes.
For
the way they
check-up
go.
and all that.
Yes. So at this time and age, looking at the way things are, we need to get to that point we accept that mental health is as important as any other form of health. If you have a stomachache and a headache and a bone ache and whatever, yes, joint ache, and you tell yourself, no, I think something is not okay. Let me go for medical checkup. So if you realize those symptoms we've talked about, you have them, then why don't you go and see somebody who can help you? Yes, this is now the way we are going. Yes.
Talking to someone, finding someone you can talk to.
Yes, and we are fair. We are
Very
fair.
many of you.
We are fair. We have trained, like maybe I didn't say I'm also a trainer.
Yeah.
To train meaning I train those people who want to become counselors. And I can tell you, we have them in schools. We have teachers who are trained. We have nurses who are trained if you go to hospitals, and many other professionals. Yes, in Kenya we are many. Maybe it's a context that people need. But I said in this day and age, we have technology. All you need is to go to your phone and Google the nearest psychological counselors near you. Yes, and you'll get. Yeah, you'll get.
Amazing.
Yes.
Maybe because you're a teacher.
Yes.
You teach primary school, right?
Yes.
Maybe let's get into that. Now, there was an incident where unakuta there's this bright student who is so bright, right? But ni kama amejificha kwa vitabu. It's not that they don't have an issue, but they're like so bright, they're passing the exams so well, they're performing well in their studies, they are, the top students. But when this student akikuja nyumbani, kuko na very big issues going on. When they go back to school, now that they soak themselves into books, to a point you don't even realize, you don't even note mtoto ako na issue. And then maybe after school you've had a case where a very good student amemaliza shule vizuri, but alitoka nje, and then it's like life hit them, and they no longer have the safe space of shule, like a boarding school. Unakuta mtoto alienda akaingia kwa very different things. Hata ukimkuta you're like, where is this you? I knew you very differently. How do you maybe separate? How do you even know mtoto maybe ako so bright? Will you even note mtu ako na mental health issues?
Okay, before maybe I answer about noting when this bright student has mental health issues, as you explained, you painted a picture of the school.
Yeah,
this student is good, and they don't have a problem.
Well,
they perform well. They are buried in books.
Yeah,
at home there are issues, and maybe you are painting the picture of somebody in high school. So they go to maybe college or university, and they are totally different. It means there is a failure somewhere. There is a failure in the systems. There is a failure in the systems. The education system, the parenting itself is a system, and then we also have colleges. Do we have mechanisms in place that are able to take care of the mental health of learners from the lowest level, pre-primary, primary, secondary? We have colleges. Do we have programs? And even if they are there, are they effective?
Are they functioning?
Are they functioning? Are they effective? Some are. Because I feel that one is something that, okay, maybe the government really needs to take very, very seriously. Very, very seriously. Yes.
Amazing.
Because we're talking about the mental health of a nation. the mental health
of a nation.
of a nation. Where does the nation start? With the youngest person. Because that young person will become in the future. They'll exit, and then the country continues to grow. So we need to take care of the mental health of the young people. We need to make conscience in place. We need to pump money. Yes, in schools, of course, not forgetting the church. Not forgetting the church. Not, other religious organizations. Do they have programs that take care of the mental health of the young people? Yes.
Amazing. Wow. Sawa. Hapa kila mtu kuna sectors watu wana fail. Everywhere.
But maybe I cannot really say failure. They need to work on it.
They need to work on it.
Yeah, they need to work on it.
It's not a failure.
It's not a failure. Definitely things are being done, but we can do that.
We can do more.
Yeah, we can do more.
And tuko karibu sasa kumalizia. I don't think we have enough time to exploit you here, but let me just ask, how do parents balance their issues with their kids, like protecting the child? Wako na issue pale nyumbani, how do they make sure that they're not affecting the child directly?
I guess that is something that is happening, and this is something the parents are contending with. But we need to realize that our life is our life. I'm a parent, okay? Me and my spouse, we have our life. And then we are bringing up children who will have their own life. So we need to separate ourselves. Okay, in family counseling, we talk of systems. Okay, we have the siblings subsystem. We have the spousal subsystem. We have the parenting subsystem. We have the what we call the others, like the church and the school. That's a subsystem. And then we have the extended family members. That's another subsystem. And they all affect the growing up of the child. So when it comes now to the parents, so we have about me and you as a spouse, and we have me and you as parents. So we need to separate that.
Separate spouse now.
Yes,
parenting.
Our issues. So when we are parents, we are parents. Let us do our best, knowing that we may have our own issues, but they should not be allowed to affect the children. Yes, we need to create the best environment for their growth. Yes.
Amazing. And maybe tukimalizia, how do you, or what can guardians or parents do to keep tabs on their children? Ile sasa you keep up with their child, maybe those who are still at home. Wale wenye wako mbali may be a little bit tricky. Wale wenye wako nyumbani, how do you keep tabs on them, making sure that you understand them, you know where they are, what stage they're in mental health?
How do you keep tab? Number one, it's important for parents to have a well-developed routine at home. A good routine. Like everybody knows in the family, this is how our day runs. This is how our week runs. Have a routine. Number two, have family rules.
Okay.
Family rules. Are you as the parents able to sit together with your children and make sure we have rules that need to be followed? And rules have consequences. Yes. Because sometimes we make rules and we forget that there should also be consequences. So at home they should be there. So as you do that, you are keeping everybody on their toe. You as the parents, you can be able to follow up. You have a connection because you are talking. This rule has been broken in the process. Okay? So you are interacting. Yes. So, yeah, the other one is keeping the communication lines open. I always insist that you as the parent, you are the adult. You are the one who knows. You are the guide. So you reach out. Don't expect all the time your children to
Reach out.
Yeah, you should be the one to reach out. You are the mentor here. Yes, so keep your communication lines open. And maybe among many other things, be the model. Yes.
Okay.
Model. If it's respect, you are modeling respect. If it's keeping the rules like being home at a certain time, you need to be that. Yes, you do the model. If it's working at home, you know, you be the model. Yes,
showing them,
and definitely you work together. Also, getting involved. Both of you working together is very important. The children and the parents have activities that you do together. Have activities that you do together. Yes.
Amazing. Wow. Nakwambia leo hata mimi niko hapa na I hope when I get there nitakuwa na I'll have good tips on parenting. But anyway, how do you also, now we've talked about, keeping tabs on them. Will you advise parents to take their children to therapists? And can you avoid, will you kama wewe mwenyewe haizi kuja kwako, will you advise them ama take them rather to therapists or to psychologists?
Definitely. We have child psychologists, those who are specialists in handling children, but even a general practitioner like me, you can still do that. Actually, we have some, we have schools where they have employed counselors. Primary, they have. Secondary schools, they have. Colleges, they have. Universities, they do have. So definitely is a yes, I would encourage them to take. But I know when we are talking of children, people are thinking of maybe who is a child. Maybe they're thinking of those maybe in primary school. Yeah, those who are a bit younger, and maybe we have, we think they don't understand things. They do. What they lack, like I said earlier, is proper language of expression. But when they go to a counselor, we have our methods of helping them to express themselves.
Amazing.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so what to, please, if you're a parent out there and you're watching, I hope we may get tips on, just being better, working on it and making sure that you're a safe place for your child. Tukimalizia, maybe you could tell us your last words on mental health.
Since we are talking about parenting, I want to encourage very much. Number one, keeping your communication lines open with your child. Number two, you are the adult. Reach out. Reach out. Even if maybe your child is your age, reach out. Okay? Number three, be close to your child. Let them, speak to them. Let them know that you care. Let them know that you love. Let them know that you are concerned about everything that happens to them. Yes.
Amazing. Maybe naweza tupa your contacts, but if anyone is watching and you want to reach out to someone you can talk to, you want to connect your child to someone you can trust, then Mrs. Jane is here. Naweza tupa, just look at that camera and then give us your contact and how we can reach you.
Okay. You can get me through my number, which is 0723 932 922. You can also watch me in YouTube. Yes, in YouTube, Jane J. Jane is Jay, and then double N, and then there's space, and then J. Yeah. So some of the things I've talked about, especially about mental health, I have videos in YouTube, and you can watch me there. I've also posted them in Facebook. Yeah, Facebook, Jane Nganga.
Jane Nganga.
Yes.
Maybe to rudilia hiyo
and also
number.
Instagram.
You're also on Instagram.
I'm also in Instagram.
Amazing.
Yes. Yes, in Instagram, I'm Jane J.
Jane J.
Yeah, just like in YouTube.
In YouTube.
Yes.
Maybe turudilia hiyo namba kwa wale maybe hawajapata vizuri.
Yes.
The contact.
Yes, 0723 932 922. Yes.
Amazing. I hope nipata hii number. Trust you me, she's a good word, and she will really, really help you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Jane, for coming through in this discussion. I hope you guys have learned something. I hope at least ametusaidia kidogo, even those some of us who are headed there. I hope tumeshika some of the things that we could work on as early as now to make sure we become a better parents, and we make sure that even our children grow to become healthy mentally. Thank you so much. Maybe utupeleke break. You should tell us, are we going on a short break? I will be back after this. Neza tuambia, take us on a short break.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Wow. We are breaking for a short break, and I hope you're enjoying. Don't switch off. We are coming back.